Okay, we are here to talk about the Fontcuberta edition of Bipod X by Accuracy Solutions. The amount of stability that it gives any rifle platform is absolutely crazy. Especially because this morning I was shooting the World Championship with my own rifle, with my own steyr, and I had a lot of issues with my rear rest. And I was thinking, why don't I have my Fontcuberta edition on this rifle? Because once you get to shoot this rifle, the level of stability you feel when the rifle recoils, it's absolutely out of this world.
At Alabama a few weeks back.
Yeah.
And then you weren't just shooting prone, you were shooting all
No,
the
we
time.
shot PRS.
PRS style.
Yeah, and this will be even better because the other one you could do any kind of shooting with that. You could put it into loopholes. You could shoot over the big tires. You could shoot down on inclines because actually people don't realize that if you just release this, you can just cant the rifle anyway.
Right.
You don't have to start fighting anything. You cant the rifle and you can go anywhere. So basically, it's super versatile and super rigid. So I really think that the little weight the other system adds to a rifle can be compensated somewhere else, but the amount of stability it gives you, it makes it a very good addition for any kind of precision rifle shooting, be it target shooting, PRS, or snipers. See this system, some of you will wonder why the bipod is attached so much to the front. The mathematical reason would be to explain the trigonometry, but nothing is better than a good image. So just see what this fantastic system does to your point of impact when you move the rear of the rifle up and down. If you check the left laser, it's barely moving, and the right is moving way more up and down. Basically, that reflects the difference with the same movement of the rear buttstock, how much it affects your shooting. When we realized this, I started working with these guys, which are awesome, from Accuracy Solutions, to develop the next generation of this same system, which should be embedded on the actual chassis. And then we developed the Fontcuberta edition, which, as you can see, it's actually in the chassis, not as an add-on to any Picatinny-equipped chassis. So you just stand it, and you just do the same thing. Just lock it, and then you have the same system inside the chassis. If you use it, it's there. If you want to get it inside for movement, so it's less extended and less easy to tangle with the ground, branches, or whatever, it's there. You have a tremendous capability of shooting canted, nearly 90 degrees. You have total control of your recoil. The rifle recoils incredibly well, and especially any movement on the rear of the rifle is not affecting your point of impact. Everybody that has been testing the Bipod X system swears that it improved incredibly their shooting. And with this new system embedded in the chassis, it will be even better because it's simple and even more light. Which actually it's going to be just like the same weight of a bipod. The SHOT Show 2019 with Seth from Accuracy Solutions, and we want to present you the Fontcuberta edition Bipod X system.
Man, so this has been such a amazing journey going from our initial prototype that we had a couple of years ago, SHOT Show last year, to getting connected with Eduardo, working through our new tacks, the arcs, getting the lower end kind of marksman line going, and then working on what we're calling the F.A.S.T chassis. So this is 100% influenced by Mr. Eduardo here. We met him last year. Him and I sat down and talked actually right here at this table.
Yep.
And we drew some sketches up on a magazine cover, which we still have at the shop. And we started talking and moving towards making this a synonymous system with the extension built into the capabilities of a modern rifle chassis. So what we came up with was the F.A.S.T. Okay, the reason we call it the F.A.S.T is because Mr. Eduardo had so much influence in it. It's the Fontcuberta Advanced Sniper and Tactical Chassis System, F.A.S.T chassis. And it's been performing remarkably. We had the concept design out at a few different events this last year. We actually were able to take it out for demonstration at King of 2 Mile, which is your event this year. When is King of 2 Mile coming up this year?
The end of June.
End of June. So King of 2 Mile at the end of June.
And
most likely see something like this on the line at some point out at the NRA Whittington Center in Raton, New Mexico. So from there, we were able to take it out and do some stuff. We took it out to Rotan, Texas, out to the Hawks Double Mountain Ranch with Rex Defense. We ran it through some paces out there, ran some courses. Tested point at impact shift. We took it out to Alabama to Jim Saunders' place out there at Alabama Precision. We got to run some paces through it out there in a PRS course, and it performed remarkably. I mean, the design, we went ahead and machined in an Arca rail down here on the bottom. So anything when you're approaching barricades or things like that, or even shooting out of car windows or things like that, depending on what you have. Yeah, you've got no roll or anything like that. You got a good flat base. You've got adaptability with an Arca rail, as you can see like this on the night goggles tripod. We've got it rolled in right here. And it adapts to any Arca or really right stuff dovetail, which is awesome on top of that. And then really, for me, the creme de la creme, the prize that comes into being able to run a system like this is 100% control over your recoil. And that doesn't mean, does it mitigate recoil? Oh, it takes it away. No, it changes.
It changes totally.
It changes the entire recoil impulse to a point where you can determine where your sweet spot is to tune this rifle so that your recoil impulse is perfect every single time. To the point where we've taken kids out. I mean, young kids out shooting 300 Win Mags, 330 at Lapulas. And what's funny is, once they get behind that big gun and realize it doesn't hurt them with something like this, that's all they want to shoot. And then they waste, really expensive ammo. But
that's the way.
But that's okay. That's okay. It's all great. But being able to control that recoil impulse, I know for me as a shooter, going from, I didn't shoot a lot of the same kind of competitions you do. A lot of the stuff I shoot is more practical and in the field and requires quick follow-on shots. So for me, having the ability to control my recoil and get into another follow-on shot real fast, I mean, not coming off the target. We ran the standard 5-dot drill at 200 meters, and we did it in 8 seconds.
So easy.
Yeah, like 8.5 seconds on a 15-second drill.
Actually, I'm just waiting to get the first units of this.
Oh, yes.
Because my own F-class rifle, which we came second in the Europeans, if I remove a little bit weight from the barrel, I will make the weight that I had with the carbon fiber.
Well, so did we tell you that we actually got this chassis down to about 6 pounds? It's not 9 pounds anymore.
Yep.
So you may not even have to lose any
No,
weight.
I still did. I
bit.
did the numbers. I did the numbers. So I need to take some. But anyway, I would trade.
Oh, absolutely.
It improves my shooting so much that I would trade some speed for the amount of stability that it gives me and the amount of controllability of my recoil, being able to actually perfect the way I'm shooting. If you lock it right, it will stay right there. So all your shots go straight back. It's really consistent. So I'm thinking how much of the barrel I have to cut to get it, but it's gonna be very, very impressive because it's only speed.
Right.
I prefer controllability.
You still have one of these, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. So I know a lot of people look at it and immediately go to one of our favorite areas, which is ELR.
Yeah.
and they're like, oh yeah, that would be great for ELR and prone shooting, but I don't know how I would use it in this situation or in that situation.
It works everywhere. I mean,
so we took it out and we went out to a PRS course out in Alabama, and we tested this system on just about every
inside the helicopter,
inside the helicopter,
inside the
we
tractor
shot,
wheels,
off of tank traps. We shot off the boat, the swinging boat platform.
Actually, the carbon fiber is so tough that you can actually lay the rifle on the carbon fiber.
Yes.
It won't damage it at all.
Not at all. And you can combine it, with a shooting bag. The bags are a big craze right now to get out there and use. You can throw a bag down and then take the same advantage that you're using with this thing and back up away from it. Lay the extension down over your bag and go to town. And it takes away 70% of any biological input.
Yep.
Like, that's the thing that a lot of people don't grasp until you really get behind it, is the errors that you're making back here, even on unstable platforms. This thing takes away 70% of that, which means that stability you were having a hard time finding before, now it's there, so you don't need all the extra props.
You don't, and especially
I mean,
any little problem.
We didn't even shoot with rear backs.
No. Just the hand.
Just the hand. I mean,
We didn't have monopods.
No, we didn't. And we were running 308s out to 1,200 yards. So it's coming along nicely. We went ahead and integrated in a night vision rail mount, which has got a few tweaks that's going to happen to it. Everything's still got a few tweaks to come. I mean, this is prototype A. We're past concept. We're into the prototype. We're moving forward. There's going to be some.
We need to get the fill.
Oh, the fill, yeah. The coating came out a little thick on the Fontcuberta on the forend, but we've got some throw levers on the way to help control the clamps a little quicker, and really, I mean, for me, having been on the design team to help work on this, it's all been about the shooter, and luckily, that's what I do. So being able to take that feedback from the field, this thing, the concept that we put together, probably spent more time in the field than some of our detachable units before we got those working.
Actually, it's a game changer.
It really is.
If anybody just tries it,
Absolutely.
they will say, "Oh, I need this. This is the way it is."
Absolutely.
And you can attach to any rifle which is equipped with the Picatinny, or just get your Remington action and get it on one of these chassis. It will be a game changer for your shooter.
Just to throw that out there, because you said the Remington action, one of the things that we're working on right now, we've got about 7 or 8 different actions available. The first 3 big ones that everyone's going to ask about are the very first 3 that we hit about. So we'll have it available for Remington short and long. We'll have it available for Savage short and long. And then we'll have it available for the Tika actions as well, right out of the box.
Which are the most used.
Exactly. So those will be the first ones that we run with. By the end of the year, we should have somewhere around 56 different actions available. So,
actually, it's a modular rifle, so you can actually change just the action part, and the front and the rear will stay the same. So if you move up to a 3.3 Labour, you can still get just the center and keep going with the same system. You don't have to scrap the chassis.
Yes, sir. The forend and the buttstock assembly back here are separate from the actual receiver assembly here that holds the action. So the receiver assembly will be the only thing that's actually true to your rifle. So if you pick one of these up and you have a Fontcuberta or a F.A.S.T in here, and you want to switch over to a Savage, all you have to do is call up and say, hey, I need a Savage receiver, and then we can send you a Savage receiver, and you can do the swap over and run the same one. So it'll be semi-interchangeable if you want to, and with the bedding system that we have in here with the partners that we've worked on this, I can attest that there is 0 point of impact shift.
Go anywhere.
Did I tell you about the test I did on this with 3 rifles? So I tested 3 different rifles, in one day, on one chassis. They were all Remington short actions. One was the 308 and 265. So what I did was I put one together with the scope and everything mounted. I torqued it down, zeroed that rifle, shot it out to 785 yards. Okay, so I got a good point of impact out at 785 where it was holding a decent, 4 or 5 inch rear. So I took that barreled action out, put the next action in, torqued it down, did the same thing, got a good group going at about 785 yards. Took it back out, put the next one in. And then I rotated them through 5 times and tested the point of impact at 1,000 yards and at 100 yards. So I shot another group and then shot again at 1,000. And I was able, out at Whittington Center, I was shooting the eyeball out of that buffalo with each one all the way through that test. It never moved, which is why we stuck with this receiver right here.
It's a tried and true system.
It really works. It really works. So we're looking forward to tuning this thing up in the future. I'm taking it out to Hawks Double Mountain Ranch in March. We're going to go out there with Rex Defense. They're doing a combat command fire class in March, and they're also doing an ELR class with you.
Yep.
You'll be out there instructing for
Texas.
the ELR for the first time out there with Rex. At Hawks Double Mountain Ranch, that's in Rotan, Texas. You can find that at rexdefense.com. Mr. Eduardo is going to be out there teaching, and we'll finally have the latest version of the F.A.S.T chassis out there on the line, putting rounds down range at about 3K, and then also doing some sneaky stuff out in the bush with it as well. So if you get a chance, check that out. Go to AccuracySolutions.com and check us out there. Go to Steyr and check out the Steyr Academy. Come learn from Mr. Eduardo himself. And thanks for checking us out. If you get a chance, stop by booth 331 at this year's 2019 SHOT Show. And we'll look forward to seeing you.
It will be a game changer for you. You will never shoot the same again.